Good morning, good morning, good morning, you guys. So today it is Tuesday. It is super cold here in Chicago. I'm sorry, like this little metal straw is like clanking. But today is Tuesday and we have to get to the business. It is so cold outside here in Chicago, y'all. It's still like -2 degrees. It's been a weather advisory. Don't take your black behind outside, Victoria, but we're gonna do it anyway.
I'm so cold that I can use my nose drippings as a pair of chopsticks.
Because we have to get to it. I have some clients that are looking to purchase a home, and so we're going to take a peek at about 3 houses today, I believe, and hopefully they like them. They are in search of like 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, very simple, not particular to any neighborhood, so they made this pretty easy for me, which is always great. A nice easy start towards a transaction, and client relationship is always good. Yeah, so we're gonna get to it. After that, I have to come back home, of course, take care of some emails for some previous things that I have going on. And I think that's pretty much my day today. It's a pretty simple day, like I said, working from home besides going out into the cold, dealing with these lock boxes that have been frozen. So, a tip for that, you guys, is either to have a torch, or if you don't have a torch, like I had a home inspection yesterday, we could not get into the property because the lock boxes were that frozen. Now, I was a leasing agent for 2 years, and I promise you I could get into like any lockbox. All I needed was hand sanitizer and like something to kind of like break the ice up. I used to keep like the thing for my tire in my car and kind of just tap it a little bit to break the ice around it. But I don't know where that thing is. I've lost it from last winter to now. And so some agents keep a torch, or either if it's an early morning showing, I'll kind of get like boil some water on the stove before I leave. I put it in a thermos that lasts 24 hours in case I'm going around properties where I can pour a little bit onto the lockbox that is frozen. So that essentially is how I got into the property yesterday. I had not had my cup of water, but it was luckily an old gas station across the street from the property. Well, around the corner. I got in my car, drove over there, and on the coffee machine they had a hot water tab. So talking about being resourceful so you can get your deals done, right? Because I did not want to have that inspector coming back out. He had already, scheduled out his time to get there, and we couldn't get in the property. The seller does not live here. He and the agent lives like super far, so he had the like spare key, I believe, but he could not get in, get over here to let us into the property. So anyway, I went to this little convenience store, gas station across the street. They had a hot water tab on the coffee machine. I bought 2 cups of water and brought them back, poured them on, let the ice melt, and got into it. So yes, when you have to be resourceful, that's the thing about real estate. A lot of people think it's like glitz and glam and I'm hopping in my Bentley and we're rolling. No. You have to get out here in this cold. You have to let your fingers freeze off, deal with hot water and frozen lock boxes, and get into the property. So make things happen. So we got in there, we got that inspection done, which was great. And so today I'm going to bring my own cup of hot water, and my thermos actually have it on the stove now boiling, so that I have no issues throughout the day with any frozen lock boxes. Like, it is cold outside. Like I said, the kids have been off school just because they want to ensure that they are not freezing to death walking to school, that they're not popsicles by the time they make it there and coming home, and no frostbite, right? So yeah, that's our day for today. It's super simple. So we're getting to it. I have to come back and do some homework because I am also in school now. So my day is full with just a lot of moving around, computer work, emails, and sitting in front of the computer. So yeah, let's do it. I'll try to take you guys through the properties with me too. Sometimes I forget. I should be a little bit more diligent in remembering to take you guys with me, because that's the fun part, getting to see the properties, right? So yeah, let's get to it. You guys, they were not playing when they said stay or tell in the house. If you do not have to be out here, if you have no business, then stay in the house.
Yeah, what's that? This verse starts as my snipers hit their marks and your guards fall down from a rifle to the heart like clap, clap, let them
I
fall.
have made it back from being with my home buyers, and that went well. I did not record simply because it is my first interaction with them, and so I did not want, like, I don't like to record a lot unless I make it to the property. Normally I try to get there a little bit beforehand where I can show you guys the property that we are looking at. But typically, I don't like to record while they're there, just because I like to create that personal experience, and sometimes recording right off the bat can interrupt that for a lot of clients. They have questions, they want to feel as if you're paying attention to them. And so I like to create that intimate space for my home buyers. So sometimes I don't record like with my first interaction with them. But I am home now. I have to address some emails in regards to that home inspection that I told you guys about that happened yesterday with my clients. Unfortunately, the seller, this sun is like super bright coming through here. Unfortunately, the seller had not completed quite a few of the repairs that we had requested on our end. And so we had that inspector come back out because we were under the impression that those repairs had been completed, and so he was coming back out to re-inspect the home, make sure everything was good to go for closing, which is supposed to happen Tuesday. And unfortunately, a lot of those things were not completed. So now I have to, well, yesterday I came home, I sent the email, got in contact with the agent, my client's attorney as well too, and so now we're working to ensure that all of those repairs are done before closing. And if not, then we have to kind of renegotiate at this point on what's going to happen next. So that is what I'm here doing now, checking emails to follow up on that situation and just ensure that my client's interest is, that I have the best interest for my clients at all times. So that's something very important to me. I don't like to put people into things that I would not want to be put in, or situations that I would not want to be put in. And that is what I am here for, is to kind of be that mediator, to interject and say, hey, look, we agreed upon this. Like, I can be nice, but firm at the same time. We agreed upon these things being taken care of. I also took pictures. Like I said, I'm a pretty diligent agent. I took pictures, sent them over like, hey, these things had not been completed. Although 2 weeks ago, you told me everything was done. And so the agent is like, okay, let me get my seller on the phone. I was under the impression that everything had been taken care of. And unfortunately, that just simply was not the case. So now, we have to figure out what's going to happen. So he's like, my seller is going to take care of those repairs for your buyer. And so, we'll see how my buyer wants to proceed. I'm going to present a few options out there on how we can mend this situation pretty much. They technically do have until we close to make those things happen, but that was the whole purpose of our inspector coming back out. Had I known that they were still working to do those things, then we would not have had re-inspection, but we were told that those things had been completed. So now, one of the options is for if my buyer wants to continue forward, then we can ask that the seller pays for re-inspection. Or, like I said, I can present a few other options, because of course my buyers walking in like, what the heck? I'm walking in. Normally I kind of track repairs as they are being done. But like I said, they kind of had told us like, yeah, everything's good. We have the contractors, the village came out, everything's good to go for closing. And so yeah, here we are. Has not happened. Today is Tuesday, so we have about a week until, well, minus the weekend. I mean, you can get repairs done over the weekend. For those things to happen, I also do want to do another walkthrough with my buyer. Well, not another, but final walkthrough with my buyer, as well as, possibly have that inspector come back out to ensure that the things that are naked to the eye that we can't really see have been taken care of. Let me get to that.